If we eat something that God didn't make, we are running the risk of disease. Then we're going to be angry. Like I were at only 30 years of age, I was extremely angry. I knew that the pH value had a lot to do with healing. And the herbalists then, like the herbalists today, are unaware that the pH factor has a lot to do with it.
So you thought that there was agencies like the FDA that were always going to protect you from eating bad foods? Well, not so fast. I'm going to uncover a list of ingredients that will destroy your health that are deemed to be completely healthy by the
calling their products addictive because it seemed crazy to me to compare Oreo cookies with heroin. It just seemed ludicrous. But I have to say that several things completely changed my mind, and I'm now convinced that in some ways these food products are even more problematic for us than tobacco, alcohol, even some kinds of drugs.
Whether it's the FDA-approved ingredients inside your meals or the junk food you regularly consume, much of our diet today is not healthy. Diseases and obesity are widespread in our society, even as we have made so many advancements in medicine. There is one man who claims to have a solution to many of these problems today. He gained a large following after giving advice that might be considered outdated, according to some people. Dr. Sebi thought that mucus and acidity were the main causes of disease. His food therapy aimed at using an alkaline plant-based diet, in addition to many natural supplements. This would lead to the body becoming alkalinized, which would help get rid of the mucus that causes diseases. Dr. Sebi thought that controlling our pH level was the key to solving many of our health problems. Now there seems to be a lot of truth to what he is saying. Many of the diseases and health issues we face today seem to be linked to a rise in acidity levels. All the spicy fast food we eat is leading to chemical imbalances in our bodies. Many of us love to visit McDonald's or KFC every once in a while, but we don't realize the impact it is having on us. The acidic food causes our digestive system to slow down, and the body feels irritated. Unhealthy foods are promoted and advertised everywhere today. Whether you are scrolling through your screen at home or walking in the marketplace, it is very hard to escape it. However, after seeing the consequences, some people are seeking alternatives. People want a more natural diet that will help them stay fit.
Why do we get sick? The body was not designed to be sick. Bird doesn't get sick. Elephant doesn't get sick. He needs no vet. The lion doesn't need a vet. Neither is a giraffe or any of the natural animals. Why do we get sick? There has been a violation that is costing us our life today. Because of the violation, I become stressed. I become extremely stressed until I die. What is the violation? The violation comes with creation, the understanding of it. The violation is when we have forgot or dismissed the Ecclesiastes, when it is said, the herbs are for the healing of the nation. That the food that I have been trained to eat have turned me against the very God that I claim to worship.
So is Dr. Sebi's advice ideal for our time? According to him, after adopting the alkaline diet, the body becomes better equipped to create a barrier preventing diseases. The toxic waste is flushed out. You might be wondering if this advice also helps with modern diseases like AIDS, widely believed to be caused by sexual transmission. According to Dr. Sebi, mucus is still responsible. If you see an AIDS patient in a hospital, what comes out? Mucus. The mucus is based in their skin, blood, and lymphatic system. This is all part of the immune system, which is responsible for protecting us from disease and infection.
What about AIDS? He want to know where the mucus. I said, Your Honor, have you been to an AIDS ward? She said, yes. I said, what is it that the AIDS spits up every 5 minutes? She said, mucus. Where is the mucus? It's in the skin, it's in the blood, and the lymphatic system that makes up the immunological system. That is where you find the mucus, Mr. Victor Herbert.
Now, Dr. Sebi wasn't just your typical doctor. He did not go through any formal medical training. He practiced medicine without any official license. Despite this, The so-called healer firmly thought that he was able to cure all diseases. People like Dr. Sebi are also sometimes called witch doctors. If you're wondering what a witch doctor is, it's a unique type of healer who treats ailments that are caused by witchcraft. You may not believe in witchcraft, but many people still do. There are several regions in the world where traditional healing is still used as an alternative to modern-day medicine. People in such places highly appreciate and trust healers or witch doctors, like Dr. Sebi. One such place is his home country of Honduras. So how exactly did Dr. Sebi get into herbal healing? He actually first learned about it from his own grandmother in Honduras. Throughout his life, he had suffered a lot from ailments and diseases. This included asthma, diabetes, impotence, and visual impairment. After visiting another healer in Mexico, he was told that he might be dying. He was getting frustrated with Western medicine practices, as they did not help treat the diseases he had. Now, if you look at the state of modern medicine today, he might have a point. An increasing number of people are getting skeptical about the pharma industry. How many people today suffer from back pains, insomnia, mental illnesses, and other problems? These are now being faced by many youngsters as well, while before it was usually common amongst the elderly. Pharma medicine may not be the answer to our problems.
How many of you guys have parents who on a daily basis have to figure out how to overcome their headaches or low back pains?
Many people have become dependent on these pills, with doctors exaggerating their performance. Just in the US, millions of people rely on sleeping pills. These pills may seem like a quick fix, but they do not give the natural sleep required by the body, especially for those people who have chronic illnesses. And we haven't even gotten into all the side effects that these pills cause. The same applies to painkillers. The drugs may be useful in the short term, but in the long term, they become dangerous. Much of the modern pharmaceutical industry is aimed only at making profits. It has become a business where the aim is to get as many customers as they can by giving quick solutions, rather than being concerned about the long-term well-being of the customers.
Getting older doesn't mean that you have to get diabetes like your mom or your aunt. It's a different way because we're treating people like high-performance vehicles that are well-maintained with diagnostics and fine-tuning.
So, instead of relying on modern medicine, Dr. Sebi decided to begin his own healing practice in Honduras. He developed his own unique method to cure some of the worst diseases today. The treatment was called African Bioelectric Cell Food Therapy. And according to Dr. Sebi, it would even cure AIDS and cancer. In addition, he also started developing related herbal products, which are still widely sold today. He set up a center for these herbal products in Honduras, but the marketing was done in the US as well. His method relied on an alkaline diet, as we mentioned before. Although these natural healing methods are sometimes seen as backward, Dr. Sebi has a very large following. Even in developed countries, where people rely less on traditional medicine, he has many clients. What made so many people follow his advice? It turns out that the alkaline diet he promoted can actually be very useful. While he relied more on plant-based herbs, alkaline foods also consisted of fruits, vegetables, and nuts. These foods can give a balanced pH level, which helps in improving our energy levels and also in healthy digestion. On the other hand, an excess of acidic foods like meat, dairy, and refined grains can potentially cause harm. Dr. Sebi believes that natural food is what our body needs. Many people eat a lot of food, but they are still hungry. Why does this happen? Our body needs the nutrients from natural food. We can eat a large amount of processed, unnatural foods, but we still won't get the nourishment we need. On the other hand, just a little bit of natural food can make us full of energy.
The more you eat, the body keeps saying, I'm still hungry. And you eat some more, and I'm still hungry. You eat some more, and I'm still hungry. And you begin to buy these larger dresses without realizing that your body is talking to you. It is telling us you are hungry. But we interpret hunger with eating a lot to quench it. No, hunger only says that you are starving for the food that is natural.
Despite his using the title of doctor, Dr. Sebi's views were never approved by higher-ups in society. Licensed doctors, attorneys, and consumer protection agencies in the United States all considered him to be engaged in health fraud. They believed he was promoting ignorant medical practices without any rights. So it is no surprise that his increased following eventually caused him to come into the eyes of the authorities. In 1987, the healer was arrested in New York and charged with practicing medicine without a license. However, the case being made against him wasn't strong. Since there wasn't any evidence that he made a medical diagnosis, he was let go by the jury.
About you guys' research that was so feared by the medical community, where you guys would be taken to court and sued because of for grounds of practicing without a license and all that. What was it that you found, you think?
Well, they said that we were making false claims, that it was not true, but we proved that it was true.
Due to this incident, Dr. Sebi became even more sure of his healing methods. He thought he was arrested just for his righteousness. His trouble did not end there, as he would soon be sued for making false claims about his products. He lost the civil case and was forbidden from claiming that his products had any therapeutic benefits. Around this time, he relocated to Los Angeles, where he even got some famous celebrities to seek his medical advice. Did you know that pop star Michael Jackson and actor John Travolta were both among Dr. Sebi's clients? Michael Jackson was impressed after seeing the recovery of others using the healing methods. An alleged son of Michael, Omar, had a tumor for several years. Michael wanted Dr. Sebi to treat him. Dr. Sebi claims he used a herb he had just brought from Guinea, and the tumor came out.
One man, this man is named Michael Jackson. So Michael Jackson saw this recovery. He sent for his son. His son had a tumor on his frontal lobe that was hurting him for 5 years. Omar, his only biological son, came from Norway to Aspen. Michael said, I want you to treat my son. I just came back from Guinea and I brought an herb known as Sia. I put the herb in a bag and I told the boy to inhale, and the boy sneezed 52 times. On the 53rd, the tumor came out at the door, right when he was going out the door.
Now, if you want to live without disease and improve your health, any doctor will tell you to get rid of obesity. But Dr. Sebi wasn't one of those doctors who will tell you to control your diet while being obese themselves. If you're looking for general advice on weight loss, Dr. Sebi could very well be your guy, as he also practiced what he preaches. He claims to have lost an absolutely shocking amount of weight in a short time. He weighed 291 pounds before he started his diet plan. And by the end of it, he was down to 120 pounds, more than half of what he weighed before. It may be hard for us to believe this, but he does seem pretty healthy, even at an old age. Dr. Sebi advises people that the secret to this weight loss is cutting down on glucose completely. He blames glucose as being the main cause of fat. In addition, he also recommends eating certain plants called cusca and teosinte, as they don't have starch or glucose.
I was 291 pounds. Now I only weigh 120. That's all I weigh, 120 pounds. And trust me, I haven't felt this good in my whole entire life. What I've done was to discontinue anything that had glucose. Glucose is the underlying enemy. Whenever you indulge in glucose, it would be difficult to lose fat. Cusca is a plant that the Maya used to use, and they used another one known as the teosinte. I eat those plants. Those plants does not have starch or glucose. You will look at your body losing weight and you're gonna get frightened.
His advice wasn't limited to food, but also water. He believes that the distilled water we drink does not have the ideal pH level and can actually rob us of our minerals. As an alternative, he advises water with higher pH levels of around 9.8. This means they have more oxygen content, which is what our bodies need. While fasting, Dr. Sebi used the thermal waters in Honduras to sustain himself. Spring water is a very important part of the alkaline diet.
Gave up food for 64 days. What did you do during that 64-day period of time that sustained you, that gave you enough energy to just even get up out of the bed?
When I was in the village of Usha in Honduras, we have thermal waters there. We have a thermal water there that has a pH of 9.8. A pH of 9.8, meaning that this substance has a high level of oxygen. And it is oxygen that the body needs, not rice or beans or a piece of meat. It needs oxygen. That is the fuel of the body. So I drink the water and I was eating that cusca. This is a plant that I just discovered lately that the Maya used to eat. Cusca is delicious. It tastes like cucumber. So I ate that, the cusca plant, I drink the water, and that was it. And trust me, I haven't felt this good in my whole entire life.
Dr. Sebi's teachings did not end with his death, as his family did everything to continue his legacy. They were firm believers in the doctor's ability to heal any disease through faith. They even launched their own health and wellness brand called Sebi's Daughters. The brand offers a product line focused on a lifestyle of healing, cleansing, and nourishing the body. The family claims to be healing entire nations and saving lives every day through their products. They have no shortage of followers who heed their advice. Whether it's people with STDs, diabetes, or even herpes, everyone can come to them for a cure. Dr. Sebi's wife claims that she once accidentally cured someone's blindness. A lady had come from Egypt to her cause she wasn't feeling well. She gave her some herbs for the illness, and they apparently allowed her to see things again. Having learned from Dr. Sebi, his wife explained that the cure to the disease was done by clearing the gut. A clean gut free from mucus can even help the eyes focus.
You see, to have great focus, you have to clean the gut. When you clean the gut, your focus becomes clearer. These are just the lens.
The eyes.
Yeah.
Okay.
But it comes from here, from the gut. It has to be clean in order for you to have,
If you consider how many of us have bad eyesight today, we could really benefit from such a solution if it were true. We often blame our screens for making us lose eyesight. But what if our unhealthy diet was responsible? Traditionally, diet was seen as the key to having good eyesight. Now that we have heard about these methods that can apparently cure diseases, it's important to know one more thing. According to these herbalists, the solution is not as simple as just following their advice. Dr. Sebi's grandson quoted him as saying that the healing only works if you have faith. They can tell you all about the herbs and minerals, but none of it will matter unless you believe it will work.
There's not a disease that can't be cured.
Okay.
In today's time. Now, like my grandfather always said, we have the tools to help you get cured, but if you don't have the faith, and if you don't believe that the herbs is going to heal you, then it's not going to heal you.
Oh, wow.
It starts with faith. With you, we have the tools to give you the minerals to heal you, but if you don't take minerals and if you don't have faith, then it's not going to heal you. But the herbs are healing the nation. We save lives every day.
In recent years, celebrities and health gurus have once again begun promoting the alkaline-based diet, even though it was denied by several medical institutions before. Studies have confirmed that too much acidity in your body can affect your hormonal levels, cause chronic pain, decrease bone strength, and even increase your risk of developing kidney stones. So, what are some natural alkaline-based foods that you could include in your diet if you wanted to follow Dr. Sebi's advice? You may not be able to use the exact herbal products offered by them, but you can still try out many healthy alternatives to replace the chemical-ridden junk that is available in the markets today. Alkaline grains like amaranth, kamut, and quinoa could be an alternative to wheat. Wheat products are acid-producing and thus not recommended. Natural-growing alkaline grains can help with cardiovascular health. Amaranth has several nutrients, including vitamins, minerals, and fiber to maintain heart health. Nuts are also a very important part of the alkaline diet. You can eat raw sesame seeds, walnuts, or Brazil nuts. Sesame seeds are produced from a plant and provide calcium along with several vitamins. Walnuts are a good source of protein. Finally, natural alkaline vegetables should be included as the main part of the diet. Mexican chayote squash is rich in nutrients and can also help control blood sugar. Dandelion greens should also be included, as they lower inflammation and are particularly useful for people with diabetes. It's important to know that not everything considered alkaline is recommended by Dr. Sebi. He considered carrots, spinach, and tofu to actually be acidic and not as useful as natural herbs. According to him, the plant moringa has 23 times more iron than spinach. It is also 11 times more rich in vitamin A compared to carrots. He considers carrots to be man-made. Overall, more and more people today are skeptical of what the official health experts are saying. They are seeking natural solutions to artificial and man-made problems. Our bodies need nutrients instead of chemically processed food. After learning all this, would you be willing to start a new alkaline diet? Do you feel Dr. Sebi has revealed a secret that could help us lead disease-free lives? Let us know how you feel in the comments.